Get ready to blitz your butt off when today's Helicarrier Clash event begins. More sloppiness from Scopely. This time, it's with the war rewards. And the characters from next patch were accidentally leaked this weekend. So we're going to discuss the possible 3 new teams coming to Marvel Strike Force. And Famine Scourge is back this week. If you're not already prepared, we're talking about what you need to do to prepare right now for that. And it's Mailbag Monday. So we're answering all of your questions from Discord. So if you're ready for that, you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
Happy Monday, Valley Club. Happy Columbus Day if you are celebrating Columbus Day. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin, and if you have not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. We have at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel, and if you want to get the latest news, top 10 lists, countdowns, mailbag videos, and a lot of other great stuff on Marvel Strike Force, make sure you hit that subscribe button for all of that. And if you've already subscribed, thank you and welcome back to the channel. We got a good one today. We're talking about a lot of things in addition to all of your mailbag questions. But first, let's talk about this Helicarrier Clash event. And you're gonna need some crazy blitzing for this. Now, we're gonna need to open a lot of Valhalla orbs, do a lot of blitzing, earning alliance credits, which is the stuff that you need to donate, either gold or your cores for that start tech currency. Most alliances, at least the end game alliances, don't really need this stuff, so it's kind of a donate your cores event for some stuff. And in war battles, you also get points for winning war battles and war battles with Gamma and A-Force. Now, the thing is, this is going in conjunction with this Blitz change. So yes, this was corrected. Currently, Blitz is rewarding 10 credits per win, not per character used in battle. And as of the change that's gonna go live, probably right before this video goes live, well, it's gonna have a jackpot of 1,000 Blitz credits. Average rewards will be 15, so maybe some less than 15, maybe some more than 15. With that jackpot in there, the average they're calculating is gonna be 15. Let's see what it is when it actually goes live. But yeah, get ready for some crazy blitzing going on. Also, this week, there was some issues with the war rewards. Let me read this blog post and I'll give you my thoughts on it. A number of players have inquired there was an issue with war season rewards payouts. The rewards they received did not match the current rewards listed in the game. Communication was published on September 20th that the increased rewards are anticipated to go live in the coming months, which is October, the month that we're in right now. What players are seeing in the game are now the updated war rewards. The payout received today, which was yesterday, was based on the old rewards. We apologize for this confusion. Enjoy the higher payouts in the upcoming season. Now, the thing that is so crappy about this, Scopely, is that these war season changes went live many weeks ago. Not just a few weeks ago, not just on September 20th. When this was changed, this was a problem. This was said that there was gonna be something that was done to increase this, and now it looks like, I don't know how many seasons we've been through. It is at least minimum of 3 seasons. It's probably closer to 4 or 5 though. And now we're finally getting the rewards showing in game, but yeah, even as of yesterday's payout, still not getting the increased rewards. So some players getting screwed big time over those lack of T4s with these new rewards. Hopefully now with the new rewards, they're made whole and plus some. But Scopely, what about all the previous seasons that you guys have screwed up on? This is some crap right here. This is the crappiest, laziest response. Maybe not the laziest from Scopely, but a very lazy response. Scopely's had many lazy responses in the past. So yeah, not fair to say the laziest, but this is a very lazy response. This should have been compensation to make everybody whole from the very first season that these ward changes went live. This is absolute crap. I hope somebody at Scopely's watching this and can take back to your bosses how crappy and trashy this is. All right, let's talk about the leaks though. We got some big leaks this past week, or this past weekend, over on MSF.gg, and we got 3 new characters that were sort of leaked. Black Panther, 1 million, and then I guess this is 1 million BC. We're gonna take a look at some art and everything for that. And the character tags Dark Beast, which is a big surprise for me. Nakia from the Wakandans as well. So let's go take a look at some infographics. I believe Tana and Miniball was working together on this. I'm not going to go too far into the kits because these are data mined. These are all subject to change. But I do want to focus on these teams right here. The War Dog team for Black Panther, 1 million BC. We also have Nakia with that War Dog trait, at least according to what was up on MSF.GG this past weekend. So it looks like the Wakandans, they're getting a new team, probably in conjunction with the movie. No word on what is happening with Namor, if he's also going to fit on this team or fit on some rival for this team, because if you've watched the trailers for the Black Panther movie, the second one, it looks like Namor is the main bad guy. It looks like, or at least he's appearing to be the main bad guy in that Wakanda Forever movie. But yeah, War Dog trait. An interesting thing about this, guys, I saw on Reddit, why is there Black Panther from a million BC, a normal Black Panther, and this is called the War Dog team? Shouldn't it be called like Battle Cats or something like that? I mean, this should be like a cat team, not a dog team, especially with 2 Black Panthers on the team. Hopefully this is a good use. It looks, at least according to this, that they're going to be a war offense team. If we look at this passive right here, it does say war offense, so it looks like they are made to be a war offense team. And more stuff from Nakia about her kid here on war offense. I'm not sure if this is Nakia in this picture here. All right, an Iron Man zombie looks like another team, the Undying Team, and this looks like war offense as well. Hela is mentioned in this team, in this kit here, so looks like she's gonna be a part of this team if all these leaks are true and the data mines about this is all true. So interesting thing here. I'm not sure what this would be replacing, if this is kind of a trap team, potentially a trap team, potentially another Scourge team. But the Bionic Avengers, they are so good. I'm not sure if we need another Scourge team to finish the Death Scourge event. And last but not least, this is Dark Beast. And at least according to these leaks, he had that Death Seed trait. And if we looked at what was happening last week, as far as the rumors, Magneto's supposed to be getting a rework. Psylocke's supposed to be getting a rework. Archangel, aka Angel, is supposed to be the Death Horseman, and there was a 50% chance that Nightcrawler would be on that team as well. Well, it looks like Death Seed, Dark Beast is going to be a part of that team, which is a very interesting choice. I wasn't happy totally about these because we already have a Beast in the game. We already have a Black Panther in the game. And if you want to count Star-Lord T'Challa, we technically have 2 Black Panthers in the game. We're getting another one, and we're getting another Beast while we still don't have characters like Nightcrawler and other characters. So we may still be getting Nightcrawler in the game. The latest rumors from Miniball was that was a 50% chance that he would be coming to the game. So could still be the character, or he may be scrapped and put on that rumored Excalibur team, which will have nothing to do with Death and potentially nothing to do with raids. Although with this kit for Dark Beast, it looks like this is going to be a raid character. But that is it. Those were the characters that were accidentally leaked. Let's go and look at what else we have coming up this week. We have Famine Scourge coming back. That should be coming back on the 13th, which is Thursday, at least according to this blog post. And there are 3 main teams that you could use on node 5 and 10 of this Scourge event: the Young Avengers, A-Force, and then Humans. And I don't know if you've experienced the first Famine Scourge event, but if you haven't and haven't heard what is the ideal teams to use, well, Young Avengers is the ideal team. A-Force has gotten a rework since the original Famine Scourge event, so they may have a little bit more value than they did in that first run of this event, but I still would not build them for this event. If you want to build them for War offense or maybe Crucible offense, or Crucible defense, or War defense, fine, do that. But don't build them just for this Famine Scourge event. They ended up being just sacrifice characters for me. Same with Inhumans. I built up my Yo-Yo and built up my Black Bolt, and I didn't really get that return on the investment. So Young Avengers is the way to go. Get as many stars as you can, build them up as much as possible. That's gonna make the event a lot easier for you. And of course, other random characters like the Inhumans that you're going to use on not nodes 5 and 10, but other nodes in that Scourge event. It's going to make it a lot easier for you. So that is what you should do to prep. Now, also, we look like right after this event goes live, or after this event ends, not goes live, after this event ends, looks like we're gonna get that Famine Saga, which means that if you wanna get those empowered abilities for Rogue, get your Unlimited up right now, get them at least at gear 16. Their star level doesn't matter, but you're gonna need them at gear 16 to enter that second phase of the Saga event, which is where you're gonna get those Awaken abilities. And I know a lot of people are using Morgan Le Fay and Rogue and Red Hulk in Arena. Well, her Awaken abilities, Rogue's Awaken abilities is gonna help that entire Arena team because it does affect Horsemen as well. So that is it. That is what is coming up. And now it is time for your questions for the mailbag. Hey, Valley, hope all is well with you. With the let them eat cake mentality by the devs, do you think it's time for the players for a player's bill of rights? I posted a suggestion on Reddit and it was quickly taken down. I thought there was some good suggestions in there. I'm sure there was, but a full bill of rights, I'm sure the players would love that. I don't know if Scopely would honor that though. That's the problem with that. Unless Scopely creates it and says this is what you should be expecting, I don't think there's going to be too much value in a player one, although it would be nice to have and get all that out there. And maybe if it's done in completion, maybe Scopely will start to implement some of those things. But unless they write it, I think it's very challenging to get something done. And maybe I'm just a little too pessimistic. Posted on Reddit, it was quickly taken down. I thought there was some good suggestions there. Surprise. And this was written on 10/3/2022. At 6:20 Eastern time, and this event came out and it's wrong. It's not that much of a surprise. The quality assurance at Scopely has been bad for a while now. How much more does this low community need to put up with before their peasants revolt? I hope not too much. I hope Scopely realizes the error of their ways, realizes what they've done wrong, and realizes how much their bugs and their laziness with these bugs has actually cost them. So I hope they realize that sooner than is needed for a revolt. And I can't say much, but by some of the messages that I might have received from devs, it appears that solving these bugs are a high priority for them, but as a player, I wouldn't notice that because it looks like these bugs are getting worse and worse and worse. All right, sorry about the question I was asking, but I got my info about raid season I was talking about, but my real question is, why is it so hard to get folks on both Dark Dimension 5 and leveling of Darkhold from Mystic to Gear 16? Because the couple Mystic tunes I want to use for Dark Dimension 5 Cosmic, I can't. Gear tier for the moment because there's better options for Dark Dimension 5 Cosmic tunes other than Mystic. Yeah, so you gotta make a decision. Do you want to have the best team for Dark Dimension 5, which some players do? They want to get through Dark Dimension 5 quick, get Dormammu quick. For me, I think getting that long-term value for some of the resources is a little more appropriate, which is why at this point, I'm not really recommending the best characters for Dark Dimension 5, but the characters that you're gonna use later on. And then there's a little wiggle room with some cheaper characters, like maybe a T'Challa or maybe a Stitcher, because they still have some value and they're pretty cheap. But yeah, if you want to build up those characters, then that is up to you. But I think with the announcement of Apocalypse and all of our Horseman teams needing that Gear tier 17, if you want to get that full Apocalypse unlocked, I think a lot of people are hoarding their gear and trying to use the least amount of gear possible, which is why having that overlap with your Dark Dimension 5 tunes and your Darkhold characters and your other Mystic characters, there's not a lot of resources to go around. So I think a lot of people are trying to be more efficient with these characters and their resources rather than trying to get through Dark Dimension 5 as soon as possible. So there's not one correct answer, because at the end of the day, I would say this is a game and you should be having fun with this game, and you having fun should come as a higher priority to doing what is right in the game. You know, as long as you know what is the most efficient way to do things. And then if you don't want to do that, if you want to diverge from that, that is your prerogative. So, you know, fun should be the end of the most important thing. And for some, it's going to be getting through Dark Dimension 5. For some, like myself, it's going to be more of a good use of resources, not wasting too many resources. Hey, Valley, what is up from New York City? I would like to hear your insight on something. Looking to do a side project other than Horseman teams. I'm looking to build up a team to Gear 15, level 90. Which of the three teams would be taking the best account in all game modes? War, Crucible, Raids, Tower, Shadowlands, a 6 and 2/7 reds, Uncanny X-Men, or Wakanda. So we got a couple things here. Shadowlands, I never really built them, so I never really saw that true value in them. I know some people put a lot of resource in them and saw them perform a lot better in War and Crucible and other game modes. I did not, so Shadowlands is very low on my list of priorities right now. Uncanny X-Men. Now, my Uncanny X-Men, I never really put a lot of resources in, but they counter a lot in Crucible, and they're actually a good sacrifice team to take in if you're trying to beat a Darkhold and trying to 2-tap like a Dormhold team or something like that, because of that damage that Phoenix could do on Dormammu. But I think the choice here would be for Wakanda. And the reason I say that is it looks like they could be coming with a rework if those leaked characters are true. It looks like there's going to be that War Dog team now that takes some of the Wakandans and gives them some additional value. Now, it is for War Offense, so that should be a consideration for you depending on what game mode is important for you. Uncanny are also for War Offense. Wakanda, going to be a War Offense team. They're going to be a strong Crucible team as well, because there's going to be some overlap with those characters that are on those teams. So if it were me right now, though, with all of that said, I probably would still do Uncanny, because that Phoenix versatility, having a large Colossus would have helped me along in many game modes throughout the game. And I didn't have that large Colossus and Phoenix and Storm and all those characters. So I think I would go Uncanny right now, but my second choice, or I guess 1B instead of a second choice, would be the Wakandan. So either one of those, depending what game modes are important for you, but I definitely would not go Shadowlands at this point in the game. Hey, Valley, how do you beat Web Warriors with Spider Weaver and Cosmic Crucible? My Bio Avengers got pumped. I guess pumped is a bad thing. That doesn't sound like it's good. Usually I think pumped is like a good thing. But anyway, yeah, I still use Bionic Avengers. Now, I hear that battle is very different once 2099 is in there, but just Web Warriors with Spider Weaver. There's one scenario that I've had that it went wrong, and that was when my Viv Vision got stunned. Now, there's also a chance she gets ability blocked, and that could screw everything up as well. But every other time that Viv Vision has been able to do her ultimate and flip everything, they have completely smashed the Web Warriors, even with Spider Weaver. So I think as long as your Viv Vision is allowed to do her ultimate and not ability blocked or not stunned, you should be fine, or at least in my battles I have. And I'm doing kind of even battles. I'm not punching up too much. I'm not punching down too much. They're right around the same level, so I'm not sure if that makes a big difference or not. But yeah, the Bionic Avengers can still beat the Web Warriors, even with Spider Weaver. As far as what is their counter, once you start seeing some 2099s in there and some Spider-Man Noirs in there, might be a different answer. I don't know if the Bionic Avengers can handle all that. All right, do we think that we might get a new skill team or a more Secret Avengers, because they do this? Where they do this, where I guess that's a different we don't get finished for teams for a long time, like X Factor, New Warriors, Eternals. Secret Avengers are in 2, 3, and 4-man teams, and they might sell us a new skill team. Would like to know your thoughts on this, because skill is the hardest for me, and my 265k Secret Avengers, Kestrel, Shang-Chi struggle on it on some days if Loki deletes my Maria. Yeah, there's a lot of RNG in that mode. Now, I don't think it's a bad team. I just think that the devs have set that up so it's a lot of RNG, because sometimes I go in exact same day, you know, not just the different day, and you know, there may be some RNG tied to the different days, which I've heard, but I've never had fully confirmed. But on the same day, I go in with an exact same team, and I completely smash a node that I've gotten deleted on before. So I think there's a lot of RNG. I don't know if the solution is another skill team, but as far as having teams of 2, 3, and 4, it's a double-edged sword, because a lot of community, you know, as we're getting these 5-person teams, we're like, hey, what's up with all these cookie cutter teams? Why can't we replace someone in, place someone out? I think that was the devs' intention with these 2, 3, and 4-man teams, and not having a solid 5th or a 4th or a 5th on a lot of these teams. I think that was their intention, to bring back theory crafting. You know, unfortunately, there's some teams like Darkhold that you need, or I guess you don't need all 5, but there's some teams that you still need all 5 of these characters and you're not getting as many theory crafting. Whereas teams like the X Factor, New Warriors, and the Secret Avengers, you know, you're getting some theory crafting. Now, the Eternals, I think they didn't release all 5 of those because they were not, I guess they didn't test Icarus and Cersei and see actually how strong they were. But yeah, I kind of like these theory crafting that we could do these teams, but as far as the skill node, yeah, they're not reliable at all. That Loki battle, if he deletes Maria early on or deletes Sharon early on, I usually just force close and do that thing all over again. And then if their Ghost Rider on that second node does too much damage and kills the character because my Sharon wasn't able to stun him, then it's a rough day. There's a lot of RNG in the skill. Some days we just smash with the same team. So I don't think it's the team. I do think it's the RNG that the devs intended, unfortunately. Hey, Valley, Hulk fist bump to you. Fist bump to all you Valley maniacs, guys. I need an opinion on my Dark Dimension 3 candidates because I have basically 2 eligible teams. Team A is made up of Gamora, Proxima, Chavez, Sif, and Drax. Team B includes Thanos, Loki, Invisible Woman, Hela, and Magic. Anyone I should switch between the 2 teams, or is there someone I should push to add? Mordo, Corvus are my 2 closest. Now, Mordo might give you a lot of value. I don't see a lot of value for Corvus. I don't see a lot of value for Proxima right now. The Black Order's fallen off hard. So as far as characters that may still give you some value, Gamora may still give you a little value. Infinity Watch has fallen off a lot, but not as much as the Black Order has. Chavez is still going to give you some value on that, and that Young Avengers team. Sif, you're still going to need her if you want to have a high score in the War Scourge event. Drax is not really needed at all. Loki, I still use him for a speed boost, so I don't know if I really build him. Hela, there's rumors of a new team for her, so she may getting some use, but looks like the use may be on a war offense team, and Magic, of course, goes on that Uncanny and does really well. As I would keep building Gamora, I would keep building Chavez. I'd actually keep building Thanos. I'm saying that because I'm assuming that you don't have a lot of other options that are going to be valuable down the road when you get to Dark Dimension 4 and Dark Dimension 5. But I would focus on those characters. Thanos is still a good energy battery. The whole Black Order is kind of fallen off, but in certain situations, Thanos and his energy battery works pretty good. Hela may be a decent choice for Dark Dimension 3. You may not be using her at all in Dark Dimension 4, and maybe not at all in Dark Dimension 5, and you may not be invested in a new team that she's going to be a part of with Iron Man, that Undying Team. So you may not want to invest too much in her. I don't know if there's any other characters that you may want to look at. Maybe Mordo, if you're really building up those Dark Hunters, but without Morbius and without Dr. Voodoo, that team is not really that strong. I don't have Adam Warlock. And obviously, if you're in Dark Dimension 3, you don't have Dormammu, but have pretty much everyone else. So as far as Cosmic, there's a question about some Dark Dimension 5 choices. Those are who I would also build for Dark Dimension 3 and 4. Maybe not the best characters for getting through those dark dimensions, but I would still build them because, again, like we talked about with the previous question, there's not a lot of resources in the game, and managing your resources is one of the major things in the game right now, and actually has been a major part of the game for a while. Managing your resources, they purposely don't give us all the resources to build up every single character, so we have to pick and choose. And I would overlap as much as possible. But yeah, I'm gonna go into my Dark Dimension 5 choices for Cosmic in just a little bit. And you may wanna use some of those characters as well. Adam Warlock is not one of those choices, by the way. All right, Valley, on Spider-Man Noir. His ultimate does additional damage to Hydra. Think we should read anything into it, or it's just flavor text since World War II is in his universe? I think it's just flavor text, kind of like that flavor text for Madeline Pryor. I think she has something in there against Phoenix and Cyclops. I think the stuff being Hydra was just to give him that flavor, but I don't think there's anything there for that as far as counters or anything that we need to know as far as gameplay or future for that. I just think that's just like cool additive that they put in. All right, also on ISO 8, it looks like Spider-Man 2099 would be Skirmisher. You may want to start him as Skirmisher right now if you don't have the health, but if we go into and look at his character, I think I really like that Striker. If we look at 2099 and see what his assist counter does, he's attacking the primary target, 2 piercing. This is what I like, though, clearing 2 random positive effects and applying defense down and bleeds. If he gets the crits, he's prolonging the duration of negative effects. Now, this is a very strong candidate for Striker, so I probably would be leaning towards Striker for Spider-Man 2099. Weaver, I also have Striker. Weaver has a very strong passive as well for I'm not passive. Weaver also has a very strong basic, which makes her a good candidate for Striker. If we look at this, what she does is she's doing an attack, piercing, applying bleeds, but clearing a negative effects from this character that she's doing that to herself. So that's a good candidate for Striker. Although I don't know if we have all our final choices with not a lot of those effects built. And I do, not a lot of those characters built. And Noir, I do have him as Raider. You've done a video on this prior to the Monday video, but I figured I'd ask in case not. Yeah, so that's what I would go with. Right now, they're both Strikers. And then we have a Raider on Noir. That may change though once I decide on that full fifth and making sure there's enough characters to apply that vulnerable. All right, one more question. With 3 out of the 4 horsemen out and death probably a patch away, do you think there are artificial scarcity of Wong, Agatha, and similar will continue? Yes. That's happened with Corvus. That happened in Call Obsidian. They have precedent for that. That happened with Moondragon on the Infinity Watch team. They set precedents for that. Even after those characters have long escape the meta. And Eternals are still kind of in the meta, but they're so old and they're still holding on to them. Yeah, that's definitely in Scopely's MO to be holding on to these characters and not losing them. Already the Darkhold Dormammu meta is being replaced with 2 to 3 horsemen and Dormammu in the top 100. Once death is out, you pretty much guarantee it's Horse Mamu or some variants as the ultimate meta until Apocalypse comes out. Seems like no reason to hold on to them at this point, except for the players that really want them for money. Yeah, I mean, from a logic standpoint, you're exactly right. But from the way Scopely does business and the way they've done it in the past, yeah, it's they're holding on to it. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Hey, Valley, I'm getting up my Cosmic and Legendary tunes for DD5. Could you pick 5 tunes for each? Who would they be and why? All right, I guess that's not the total question, but let's go to msf.gg and take a look at my picks right now for Cosmic. So if we go here, Cosmic, we have a few of these cheaper characters like T'Challa. We have a few valuable characters like Eternals. Now, Kestrel is falling off in value and maybe like nothing down the road. But I think right now, especially with the way we have our skill teams for Doom, Kestrel still has a lot of value. So non-horseman, but strong, non-horseman, but strong, non-horseman, but strong. So unfortunately, there's not a lot of horseman characters in the Cosmic. Doctor Strange Heartless gets a nod because he is a horseman. And then T'Challa got the nod because he's cheap. Other characters that we could do that I was thinking of, obviously, most people don't have Dormammu if they're not in Dark Dimension 5. But if you haven't already done some of these nodes for War Scourge, you may want to consider building up Valkyrie. You may want to consider building up Jane Foster or Valkyrie, both of them. Sif is also in there. Probably not the most value because they're not horseman teams. They are Scourge teams. But if you haven't already built them up, that is something that you could build. Silver Surfer is a very good character, but he is a 72. If we're looking at cheap characters, though, Stitcher is the cheapest character. Magic has a little bit of value, so that's another option as well for Cosmic. But as far as Legendary, not a lot of options if you're going to Dark Dimension 5. In my opinion, the best 5 are going to be your Horseman, Rogue, Red Hulk, Morgan Le Fay. The best non-Scourge legendary character in the game in Omega Red, and a character that still has some value in Jubilee. Now, this may not be the best for getting through Dark Dimension, any of the Dark Dimensions, but if you have these characters unlocked, I would definitely use them there. Other characters that you may want to consider for the legendary section, maybe Iron Man, because he's getting he is a Scourge character. He is a raid character as well in that tech section. So even though he's not a horseman, he is pretty expensive, but you may be getting some value back from him. If you believe the rumors, Magneto may be a horseman team, so maybe needed down the road anyway for that. If those rumors do happen to come true, I may shift that pick from Jubilee to Magneto. And if it is going to be a raid team for those mutants, it looks like that is going to really be replacing those X-Men. So you could confidently build the next team in line. The rest of these characters are okay. Potentially Shuri, but she does take a lot of tech gear. One of the 72 characters. But those are my recommendations right now as far as Cosmic. Recommending both the Eternals, Kestrel, Heartless Doctor Strange, and I would do T'Challa, but that 5th is pretty up to you. All right, hey Valley, I appreciate your tireless support of the Marvel Strike Force gaming community despite its ups and downs. Hey, the community always is pretty up. It's the game. It's the game from Scopely, and they're going up and down sometimes. But yeah, with that in mind, I reached out to Scopely and they agreed to try to update your YouTube channel logo. What do you think? Let's go take a look at the updated logo, guys. What do you think? There's a tiny, tiny Hulk there. He's not big anymore. This is accurate to the Scopely Boundless brand. And if you look at that, they even put the branding down below here. They put that Scopely and Boundless brand on them. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think of the new logo? To accurately represent the Hulk size in the game. I love it. I love it. It shows that we're actually playing this Marvel Strike Force game. Scopely Boundless says this version more accurately represents the Hulk character model in the game. If it's too small, you can simply enter the ISO 8 screen and back out because we deserve a world-class experience here on the ValleyFlyin channel, and they continue to strive for that. I agree. I love it. I love it. And it looks exactly like it does in the game. Way too small to make any difference, but that is the state of Marvel Strike Force. Do you think Scopely will ever do anything different with Ultra Credits? Well, ever is a very, very long time. So I suspect eventually they will, but I think they have more pressing things on their mind right now, like fixing a lot of these bugs. So hopefully they do fix these bugs. But yeah, as of these Ultra Credits, not a lot of good things to use them on. We have the Ultimus Orbs right now. We have these orange Catalyst Orbs, which are way too expensive based on their value and non-scarcity in the game. So yeah, they definitely need a rework of this. Maybe taking Ultimus out of the Ultimus Orb and putting another orb, and maybe having another character be the jackpot there. They could do something like that. There's a lot of things they could do to update this, but they haven't. It's a pretty crappy store. Those Ultra Credits are pretty crappy right now. There's still a little tiny bit of value. Do you think it's safe to invest further into a skill team because my 1 million Secret Adventures, Shang-Chi Kestrel struggles every day in Doom 3.2? Or do you think we'll get 2 more Secret Adventures to complete this team because the enemies end up making my team bleed out before the Maria cleanse? So actually, I think you're talking about the second node. My second node, that Morbius, I gotta go in with an additional team like Gamora, with Red Guardian and some other characters to try to take out that Morbius before I enter with my Secret Avengers and that, because yeah, I could one-shot the first node with good RNG like we talked about. Some days the wrong character gets deleted. But that second node, usually I'm going with a 2-tap to try to take out that Morbius, eliminate some of his bleeds, and then once he's down, and especially if Silver Samurai is taunted, that's when I go in with my main team, my Secret Avengers, Kestrel, and Shang-Chi, and delete that node. So hopefully that helps you. I don't know if we're gonna get more Secret Avengers. The rumors seem to be coming that we're getting another mutant team, and with the leaks this weekend, it looks like those are gonna happen. But that is it right now, guys. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. Hopefully you are enjoying this Columbus Day. If you're not celebrating Columbus Day, hopefully you're having a great Monday, and I'll see you guys next time. We're gonna be back on the stream normal time tomorrow on Twitch, and we're back with another video. So if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. Check me out on Twitter, check me out on Instagram, and check out the sponsor down below of this channel, Amazon Coins, guys. You can save up to 20% off any of your in-game purchases, whether it be on Marvel Strike Force or any other game. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.